we've had some real interesting ups and downs. I think we were a Silicon Valley Bank customer, for example, and I think one of the things that like stood out to me about just the folks who were part of, I feel like the people that have been part of our company, like the investors that have been part of our company, have been really like there with us, partially because they have founding backgrounds, and so they've started businesses, they've bought businesses, sold businesses, and it was just kind of fun to be able to lean on that during a very unfun time, in one particular weekend a couple years back. So I think those moments in time where you can lean on the expertise of investors, especially angel investors who have a little bit more firsthand knowledge, like that to me is like what makes it worth it. And like the check size isn't always like the number one thing that matters. It's like who's going to help you get to the next level.
I think the most interesting thing, especially in the New York Angels approach, is that we really are trying to bring to the founder the wisdom of the crowd. We have about 130 members, and angel investing is not something where you're going to be intimately involved with the founder every day. That's the wrong formula. Where you can be most effective, and working with David has been a real godsend in this regard, is David's got a great relationship with Cameron, and he knows the New York Angels, and he knows where various expertise is. So Cameron was looking at revenue financing. He's one of our few companies that actually has revenues that can be financed, at least significant enough. And David bounced it off of me, and I knew there was another New York Angel member that actually had funded through revenue financing. And, we put him in touch with Cameron. He was a domain expertise, got a little competition going for the revenue financing that Cameron was looking for, and we added value. Now, if I was doing this on my own, I wouldn't have a network to tap. I wouldn't have the New York Angels database to find out, who was the expert on revenue financing. Very small contribution over the course of 5 years, but it's kind of what New York Angels brings that you couldn't do on your own.
I think the biggest thing was as I started to go to a couple different meetings and meet with different members and just talk to the members was the success that all these members have had. Every member was here for a reason. They had some career, either prior or even concurrent, that was just very successful. They were very smart and quite honestly very welcoming and engaging. It was a great place to get exposure to that. And then when I saw the deal pipeline, I realized it was one of the only places where I could really get exposure to quality deals that were coming through that I could be interested in investing in.
I'm involved with about half the companies that I invested in. 2 of them I'm board observers on, and others I'm also in frequent contact with. Particularly, I have a go-to-market orientation, a long marketing background, so in terms of helping them on different things, I'm always a resource. And that is one of the things we can do for companies is stay in touch with them and be resources to them through our expertise or through our networks, and also for the next level of funding. We are follow-on funders as well as initial funders.